Oh, you caught me. I was just looking at it. World's smallest air guitar.
Air guitar on his phone. You silly, silly man, you.
What is
What's
happening?
up, honey bun? How you doing?
I'm I am good on a Wednesday.
That's
Hump
right.
day.
That's a hump day. Hump day. Hello, everybody. Hello, everyone on Facebook. Hello, everyone on Instagram. Hello, everyone on the Tube. Hello, everyone. So glad to have you here. We're okay. All we can see is, the calories and all of that
Well,
stuff.
it's just tea.
Just tea.
I'm just
Just
drinking tea. I
tea.
didn't want to advertise unless they're going to pay us for advertising. So
I
I
advertise
figured,
because Arizona's good. Maybe we might start to get them with us.
yeah, I just want everybody to know, I'm not getting hammered before we have this interaction. I don't get hammered, but I get hammered after. Quite
After.
honestly, not before. Uh,
A little something after, you say. Oh yes, oh yes, oh
oh
yes,
my
oh yes,
goodness!
oh yes.
Hello.
Hey, you guys. Hello, everyone. Instagram, I know I say this every week, Phil, but I got to just because new people come in. I can't look at. He goes. I can't wave at you because the phone's right here behind me, but I'm waving at you now, sending you love. Glad you guys are
Yeah,
all
come on
all
come on
all
over. Come on over to YouTube. I mean,
here.
we only just this is a few of us. It's a little cottage industry. You
That's
know,
right.
we
That's
don't
right.
we ain't got a bunch of porn stars on here. We're not talking crazy political mess. We're not burning stuff down. We just folks
We just
saying stuff,
saying stuff.
doing things.
Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm,
Hey
mm-hmm.
everybody, Chris Barrett was having an award. David Peterson. See, if
Jeannie,
David
thank
Peterson
you. She
can be
likes my
here,
hairstyle. Cute hairdo
we
today.
can do this.
We could.
Birdman, Jeannie. Man, we got some good folks. We got
We
good
do.
people.
We do. And Phil, what's really trip is what I'm just now learning about this is too the people who respond are not all the people who are on the show with us. The only
Oh.
people we see here are the people who respond. Annette is coming. Annette is coming. I'm just bringing up everybody who's saying hi, and that's so
Iona's looking
wonderful.
beautiful always. When does Iona not look beautiful?
Oh,
She
thanks.
always wears a nice top and she's got some stuff dangling always from her ears. Now I have holes in my ears. I could have dangling things too, but I don't think that's
No,
really that is not my style. Okay, it's
no.
just dangling earrings. I'm more of a hoop guy. So if you see me out in the street in hoops, then I'm rolling.
Yeah, no. Hey Phil, we got first comment of, "Hey Phil, you should be in a Marvel movie."
You're not wrong. You're absolutely right. You're on the
That's right.
money.
That's right.
I've been circling that universe for a long time, and who
It's
knows? Who knows
coming.
why these things happen? They don't happen. We ain't done. So I am right here. You
Mm-mm.
need a new Nick Fury?
Come on.
Just saying.
Does he need a
You know what
brother?
I'm saying?
Do we need
You
somebody
yeah, you
else
need a
who's
younger brother. The
also
younger brother
involved?
of Nick Fury is Scorpio. How do I know these things?
Oh,
I played Scorpio in the animated adventures of Spider-Man, where Nick Fury was the character, and it turns out at the end that I am his brother. So
no
happy
kidding.
to play
Hey,
Scorpio.
I think there needs to be a suggestion made.
I
Chris,
think we just
are you
did it.
listening? I think we just did it.
I think we
Chris
just
is
yeah,
listening.
Chris Barrett.
Chris Barrett.
Let's do the Marvel Universe,
Mm-hmm.
please.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Tutti Sweetie, because it's that easy. All he has to do is make a phone call.
It's that easy. That would be cool, Nick Fury. Oh yeah, and Jeannie responds,
New
"Do
right with
it,
the eye patch. Eye patch
do
here, man.
it."
I'd have my goatee. I'd color my goatee.
You'd have to
I'm
have an
in the
eye.
gym, so
That's right. You're already there, so you already got the buffed up
I'm
Marvel
ready.
body going right. And if you're
I'm ready.
even
I'm
if
ready.
you're Nick Fury's brother, you could have the eye patch on the other eye.
Well, he said a new Nick Fury, so I'm just
A
saying
new Nick
Nick
Fury.
Fury got
Okay,
an eye patch.
let's go. Oh, let me see. Chris
You
Barrett
know
says,
what
I
I'm saying?
hear Quentin says, let's go.
Let's do it. I've been talking about it for years, and they told me I was at some convention and they asked me about it, and I said that I would want to play Nick Fury when Sam is ready to give it up. If
Yeah,
Samuel
when
Jackson want
Sam's
to do
ready.
it, please let Sam do everything Jam want to do. I don't want to upset that man.
No, we
But
don't.
if there's room, if a brother can get in, I'd like to fit in. You know, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Wouldn't that be wonderful? And he seems to have this he had this series on that was really good that was streaming. That one that I really enjoyed, playing Nick Fury and
Oh yeah,
right, it was
yeah.
really cool and I cannot remember the name of it. Sorry you guys. I'm sure that one of you will find it and let us know.
He's good. Sam's just good, and he's good people, and he deserves all good things. He's got a beautiful wife, and he's done some of the right things in this business, and there's no more deserving person than Sam to
He
do all that
really
he's doing.
has. He really
Um,
has. He's a
but
terrific
since this is
guy.
not the Sam Jackson hour, Iona Morris
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yes. Oh, what?
See,
You see
I
how
didn't
he
even know.
did that, you guys?
I didn't even know. Kick it. How are you? What's going on? Our paths are going to cross very soon, I hear,
Yes. Yeah.
in a
Well,
professional setting.
fingers crossed. It's looking like it. So, you guys. So, as directors, as we are trying to get more work, trying is my one curse word that I don't like to say. As we are working to get more work, moving in that direction. I went to a party of a dear friend of ours and saw a friend who I hadn't seen in years, and he and I were chatting, and he says, I don't know. Oh God, now I don't know how we got to it, but somehow it got to a show that he's working on. He is producing on the Upshaws, and I went, my brother Phil's on the Upshaws. Well, this producer went crazy, you guys. He was like, oh, Phil, Phil just brings such magnificence and such professionalism and a wonderful acting. And I think he's the best actor I've ever worked with in my career. And this gentleman's been around a long time. Did I ever tell you that? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was bragging on you, and it was wonderful. And as he was saying that, I told him what I was doing. I'm directing, and this is what I'm doing, and blah blah blah. And I'd love to shadow on your show. And he said, "Done." Now, shadowing, you guys, is when a director can come and literally shadows the director who's working the show that particular week. And so next week is the week it looks like I'm going to be able to do that. And I've been watching the show. Phil, I was watching the show. I was cracking up. It's
It's
so
funny.
funny. Oh my gosh. It is so funny. And Phil's going to be working. So they're going to have dual Morrises next week, which
Oh
means
yeah, we're gonna hit him.
we may not be here next week, you guys, but we have plenty of shows in the coffers for you to come to the YouTube channel. And for you on Instagram and on Facebook, it's youtube.com/at The Vision is Possible. And so you can see all sorts of people, Jennifer Lewis,
All our
Simone
stuff. All our
Nissick,
stuff.
all kinds of Barbara Bain was on, like all kinds of stuff. So and we're just what you said, Phil, that I think is important to say, because I was like, man, we're gonna miss another show. But what we talk to you guys about in making your visions happen, sometimes ours bump up against the nights that we do the show. This is one of those times because we're making our
Yeah.
visions happen.
Yeah. No, I tell you all the time, when you people, I blame you. I blame you people. I blame you people for the traction and the beauty and the bounty and the blessings that I have in my life. Because y'all make me come on here every Wednesday and unleash the truth. You just make it. You make me do it. I don't want to. I don't want to. But you guys are so, oh gosh, really, you're so wonderful and compassionate and understanding and safe and beautiful that you just force it out of us. And
That's
I think with that, it absolutely resonates in our journey. It resonates in my journey. It resonates in Iona's journey.
Yes,
It's
it
why
does.
we're doing it, quite frankly. And Iona, tell you about how this sausage is made. Iona asked me who I wanted to have on the show for the month of my birthday month, and I was like, thought about it and who I want and everything. And I love a lot of people. We're going to have a lot of people on, and a lot of people that I want to talk to. But ultimately, I didn't get on this show to talk to other people. I got on this show to talk to my sister and to share this time with her. And when she
Mm.
came to me initially, that was exactly how I saw it. I didn't see it as an
Mhm.
interview show. I didn't see it as a topical news program. I saw it as two people who happened to grow up together in this amazing, ridiculous world of entertainment, who still love each other and still vibe with each other and still check in with each other and still use each other as touchstones and share that with you guys. And
Mhm.
in that, we've opened up a whole lot of other things. You know, it has become an interview show. It has become a place for you guys to share with us and for us to travel and follow your journey and meet you. Coach Soul and I met in Toronto. So
Canine.
you know, it's really been special. So I didn't want to share that
Mhm.
with anybody else. I wanted it to be selfish. It's my birthday. I want to do what I want to do,
April.
and that's how I chose to share this month with her and with you guys.
Yeah, we're going to do that through the end of March. And then April is Phil's month. We actually only have one guest, which is really a fabulous guest, Sheldon Epps. Wonderful director. Matter of fact, Sheldon started me on my path. And when I told Phil, oh, well, Phil, we do have one person booked, and that's Sheldon Epps, he went, perfect.
Perfect,
What a
perfect.
perfect person to have. He
Great
is
energy,
very
beautiful
much, he's
soul.
so into the craft. He's got a book that, honey, I'll share with you before he gets here. And he's just a dynamic, wonderful, cool human being. And so, and being with all you guys, I mean, this really did start from a one shot deal, just one night. And here we are, 3.5 years later, over 100 shows, 100 episodes. That's pretty friggin' cool.
That's 100 hours or more.
That's more, yeah, because we're usually on longer than 100, than 100
Um,
hours, than an hour.
in the next little bit, we're just gonna like review and catch up. I really want to talk about
Yeah.
the things that are that are currently working in my life and in your life, and a lot of how I process my journey comes from my upbringing. I've realized comes from where we come from, and I was thinking to myself about a lot of my friends and the people I know, acquaintances in the business, that get together and hang out, and they do a lot of business together because they are a part of a certain crew, right? Um, I don't really have a crew. I am crewless. And I was thinking about it today. I was like, I don't really mind that because I think in having been brought up in this business, I've seen, here's the difference. People who come from outside the industry don't know about fame and success until it happens to them. They don't know it until if they know it at all, it comes to their front door, or they're voyeurs of it and they're outside of it and they see it, and that becomes a thing for them, either that they have to wrestle with and discover, or that they absorb and they accept and move through. For me, and Iona can speak for herself, having been brought up in an environment where that was already on on tap, the success,
Mm-hmm.
the industry, the fame, all of that we saw happen. It wasn't new to us. We saw the ups, the downs. We saw the people who came in who were big time stars who had, terrible marriages, or kids were on drugs, or they themselves had issues. It wasn't, fame and money and all of that wasn't all that. You know, Uh, Personally, I saw that at a young age. I saw that it was something more. Yeah, the arts are great and all of that's great. This fame thing is a dicey, it's a slippery slope.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't think I have followed the traditional path, or a path that allows you to have a crew of people or have people around you that are about that particular life, because that particular life for me isn't the life that I chose. I chose raising a family. Do you know what I mean? I chose being at
Mm-hmm.
home when I wasn't working. I didn't choose chasing more work or chasing the life of the artist. And it has its benefits and it has its drawbacks, but for me, hey, it could be no better. You have a beautiful family, you have a beautiful life. It continues to be amazing. When it ratchets up to another level, I'll be in a different place than if I had been searching success. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it
Yeah,
came up to
yeah.
me and I really didn't know how to deal with it.
And Phil, a lot of people who came here, because they came here, they created a family here, and our family was here. And I found that to be a challenge for me when I would meet a lot of people who had come from New York or Chicago or anywhere. And hey, come, and they'd say, invite me for Thanksgiving or Christmas, and I'm like, well, my family's here. So I'm going there. And I remember one Thanksgiving I went to a friend's house, and it was wonderful, but I I, I missed my I missed my family,
Mm.
because we're a big family. We're all very close, And Phil, I am so blown away how many times we're right in sync, because I was having that discussion with myself this week.
Mm.
A lot of people are, a lot of husbands have passed in some groups of women I'm involved in. Art Evans, um,
Mm.
Fred Johnson, and I'm close with people, but I'm not as close as all of them are. I'm not. They don't call me on a daily basis. We're not talking all the time. I have my five other girls I do talk to every day, but for the most part in the business, I'm the same way. I don't have that crew, and I was like, dang, what is that about? I really want to be more engaged. I really want to, but I've got a husband at home, and he and I have this thing. I cook, you guys. I cook, I serve, I do things with him, and he's a musician, so I'll go out of town a lot of times with him, and we've got our little niche happening, and it's this. I sat myself down and I said, this is how my life is. This is how my journey is in the
Mhm.
business. I didn't have to come here to
Mhm.
search, to look for it. We were brought up in it. And I thought about the same things. If I was involved with the crew, people would see me more and maybe I would work more.
Yeah.
That's not a part of me. And I'm still thriving. Um, as being a director, there are more relationships I want to create, but I'm finding too that I am okay with where I'm at. It's good. I still have the
I
respect. I still have the relationships.
I think we're fortunate. I don't think a lot of quote unquote Hollywood entertainment families are as tight as we are. I think they go through
Mm,
a whole lot more
mm,
struggle because of the
mm,
nature of the industry and the environment,
mm,
and the inability of certain kids to process what's happening to them, to gain perspective on life because they are given so much and so they have so much access in life. Um, if you're not mentored properly, if you're not given the right grounding, it can, I don't want to say damage you, but it can throw you off. It can throw you off. It can give you values that aren't necessarily appropriate for the real world. And when
mm-hmm,
reality hits you and you don't have the coping skills, because you haven't been beat up, you haven't been put through the ringer in life the way other people are, you don't know how to deal.
mm-hmm,
And you reach for things that are inappropriate, whether it's drugs or sex or money or success, even, as opposed to passion and interest and curiosity and compassion and empathy. And
mm,
we're living in a tough society right now where empathy is not, it's a weakness.
mm-hmm,
It was like when men would say, I love you, it's a weakness. Men can't cry, it's a weakness. Our emotions, our being is being attacked by people who want to put you in a place, right?
mm-hmm.
And that place is not organic, it's not truthful. And I think sometimes in our industry, we're given these ideals: success, fame, beauty, you know, um, that are just not real, and they hurt us, and they put us on a path that then leads to difficult decisions down the road. And
This is a
I think
bit.
we're very fortunate, Iona,
Yeah,
not
I do
to
too.
have good grounding.
I do too. Our dad, you guys, used to wake us up in the middle of the night and he'd say, "Family discussion." We trot our little butts into the family room. We'd sit there and we'd talk, tired as could be. Or just during the day when even though our dad worked very hard, worked all day long, we had family dinners at the dinner table. And when you were asked, how was your day? Saying good was not good enough. You had to talk about your day. You had to use your words. You had to um, be in
Express
relationship,
yourself.
right? Be in relationship with the people who were at that dining room table. And our parents really did create a loving relationship between the three of us. I'll tell you honestly, because I want you to know this, Linda and I had
Mm.
struggles, man. It was hard growing up together. Girls, Phil was in the middle. He was best friends with everybody, all, both of us. And we were just, it was hard. But Linda and I have worked it out. We stayed committed to have this wonderful relationship we have now. And
Mm.
I wouldn't give, there's nothing I wouldn't give. Uh, there's nothing I would give to have the relationship I have with my sister now. And I think that's important. Our father had a lot of money. We lived in a big house in Truesdale Estates. We got to meet Bob Hope and Lena Horne. I can go on and on about the people we were around. But our mother still made fried chicken, greens, breakfast in the morning, lunch, dinner. We still ate together.
Every day.
I think that's so important. It doesn't matter how much money you have, your family, your relationship with your siblings is so important. Um, Phil and I even had a struggle when our mom had a stroke. We had a struggle and we were like, oh my God, how am I having this terrible relationship? But because of the foundation of what we had, we were able to talk, fight through it, cry through it, love through it. And look, we're here today. I think that speaks a lot to how you love each other, how you listen to each other, and you communicate with your family members. You guys, if you're having struggles with a sibling, work it out. Work it out. Because if they're not here tomorrow, you're going to be so upset. Work it
And
out.
if they go and you've had a negative
Oh,
experience with them, that's what you're left with.
that's right.
That's what you're left with. That's what you're going to have to deal with. Think of it this way. And somebody said something beautiful here.
Where is it, baby?
Jobs will come and go. Your family is what grounds you.
Hold on.
And their newest adventure is moving back to New York to be closer to their family in a few weeks. Happy dance. And that's
Awesome,
Annette. That's Annette.
Annette.
What Annette said. So I agree with that. I agree with that. And people might say, no, my family isn't really. I have friends of mine that are much closer to me than my family. And I'll say this to you: it's family is the most important thing. Because if you don't have family, what then do you make your friends? Your family. If you don't have family, hear me again, you will create the family by finding it within the circle of friends you have.
That's right.
So family is the most important because if you don't have it, you're searching for it.
Yeah.
And if you have it and you're struggling with it, you still have family that's going to be there no matter what. I mean, Jordan, my son, who we've had on the show, and you hear us talk about him. He's not a young man. He's working on 40 just about.
Oh,
And
I can't believe it.
and the other day, I'm sorry, I should have said that a little slower. Um, the other day, he said, I want more and more to spend more time with you guys. That's what I want. I don't want to hang out with my friends. I love being around you. We get each other. We are friends and we're family and we all hold these roles and we play them brilliantly. It's like he slept over the other night. He goes, I love these little sleepovers, you know, um, because because of how we have all mentored each other, how we've all grown together and shown each other how life can be. And I wouldn't be who I am without him, without Rachel, my daughter, without my wife Carla. I wouldn't be them. I wouldn't be myself without my sisters. I wouldn't be who I am without that influence. So it's very important. And if you do not have family for whatever tragic reason or reasons of choice, you are developing your family with the people around you, either at work or at home or at church or wherever you congregate. So
Some,
yeah, family is
yeah,
incredibly important.
very much. And sometimes friends, like you say, you may not have blood relatives who you can relate to, but you're always looking for what? That family. And when you find it, there is a safety net you have. And that's so important. And a lot of times people are angry with what mom did, so and so didn't. Step back for a moment. See what you might have done. Oh, I didn't do anything wrong. Uh-uh. See what you might have done. How did you not listen the way they may have needed you to listen? I talk about this a lot. I'm in a relationship with my husband. And sometimes I have to listen to him in a way that I might not naturally do in order for him to feel heard and in order for us to have a good relationship. I tend to move quicker than he does. My husband loves to talk, and boy, Munyango Jackson has got some stories, doesn't he, Phil? He has got some stories to tell. And sometimes I'm like,
He can spin a yarn.
I wanna get, and I have been.
Well, he done seen some things. He done seen some things.
He's going to be on the show later this year, you guys. Again, he's fabulous. He's going to play for us and everything, and he has. And just to listen, we're all moving so fast. Sometimes we don't sit and just listen. And right there is a relationship that is so delicious to create. So when you're mad at people, your friends or your family, don't always think that it's them. Maybe there's something you might have done. Maybe. If you take a look at that, the ball comes back in your court to maybe make it better. Because right now, you guys, with what is going on politically, we need our friends, we need our family, we need our neighbors. We need to listen and to really see each other, to look at each other. That's what we really need right now.
Yeah, we have to be heard. A lot of the difficulty we're having is because nobody is hearing, nobody's listening to the ills of the world, the ills of your neighbor, the ills of society, what really is troubling us. And I think that what we've learned in this particular last voting cycle is that the real things that we need and we want, when those things are taken away or they're difficult to get, that's when it's hard. I don't care who promises what. Democrat,
Say that again,
Republican.
Philly. I'm sorry, I was reading something. Say that again, honey.
When the things that we are looking to make our lives better, the food, the gas, the comforts, the things that make the world work, when those things become difficult, we all get a little irritated, right? It doesn't matter who you are, no matter white or black or poor or rich. I mean, if you are having a hard time putting food on the table, you get issue. And I think this last cycle, the people who voted for this particular man who's in office felt that that cycle would change, that would be different. They voted because they thought that would, that it wasn't happening or it would happen better under his tutelage, under his watch. And what we see is that that's definitely not the case. And they are all feeling the effects, regardless of whether you voted for this gentleman, this administration, or you did not. And it's just true that it's been more troublesome. It's been harder. Things are more expensive. Things will get more expensive. The justifications really don't matter. The reality is reality is the reality. And we're seeing that that's hurtful. Even though your intention was you thought that this was going to happen, and now the reality is this is happening. How long are we going to deny the reality? You narcotized yourself to get here. You drank the Kool-Aid to get to this place.
That's right.
Now everybody's waking up. What are we going to do? So we're all going to be in the same boat pretty much. But my point was based on our shared challenge, as it always is that way. And as we get divided, as we fall further and further from where we want to be, we all become the same. We all have the same grievances. We all have the same gripes. And know your history. Listen to what happened before.
Yeah, we all have the same wants. We all bleed red blood.
Absolutely.
We all want love and family and to work and friendship. And that's why I love...
Not racial.
It's not racial. It is not. It is not. Sagana, she says, after I got married, all my friends disappeared. There are some that I still think about and remember, but in my region, people are always suffering. I miss those years from 2002 to 2005. She says, my country is a bit violent. Despite living in a rural state, I spent a good part of my years dedicating myself to married life. It's been 11 years since I traveled far away. Hey, baby, you know about WhatsApp? Call some people. Reach out to those friends who you miss. I bet they miss you. I find whenever I'm thinking about a friend, they are thinking about me too. If I sit down to write their name or if it comes to my mind, reach out. Sometimes we do. We get married. I know, especially for women, right? We get married, we get into that fella, and then we like leave our girlfriends, or they leave us because they're like, oh, she's got a fella now, so she's not available to go out and to party or to get on the phone and talk like we used to talk. You reach out, baby. And I'm sending you love and prayers for wherever you live, that you stay safe. Right now, the world is in a violent state. It's in a lot of pain. And the more of us who have love in our hearts, we're going to help to heal this world. Phil spoke of it: compassion, kindness, love, listening, being together, reaching out. Someone said the other day to me, oh, I'll say the name John. Oh, John hasn't called me. I wonder what's going on with John. He hasn't called me. And my response right away was, well, why don't you call John? So many times we go, I haven't heard from those people. Well, they may be saying the same thing about you. Reach on out. Reach on out. See
I'm
what
writing a
happens.
script right now, and in it, my daughter is talking to me about my son, who's doing very well, and she's trying to express it to me. And I say, look, I don't want to talk about it right now. I got other things in my mind. And she says, well, he says that you don't call him. You don't pick up the phone and call him. And my character looks at her and says, phones work two ways, baby. And they keep on. But it's that thing. If one's not going to do it, somebody got to do it.
Come on.
Somebody got to do it.
That's
Because
right.
everybody can take a position. You know, my real concern these days is about people's positions, how they take positions and they justify them and they'll stand by them
Hmm.
up until their destruction. You know,
Hmm.
based on choices they've made long ago or that they feel are working for them or going to work for them now, as opposed to ones that work for the whole. You know, ones that work for the village, for the community.
Yes.
This helps me, so this is what I'm going to do. This hurts me, so I'm not going to do that. This person's hurting me, so I don't want to be around them. I don't need their kind here. They're taking from me,
Mm.
as opposed to, what do I need to do? I know you just said it. What do I need to take stock of? How do I need to go forward? This is my life. This is my
Mm-hmm.
story.
Mm-hmm.
How do I want it written? I think about that all the time. And I think about how grateful I am. Let's talk about Sagana just for a minute. I don't know, Sagana Sandra Rosa, where you're from. Um, but, there are some tough places in the world. There just are. Places that have difficult rulers, difficult leaders,
Mm.
difficult situations economically. They're tough. A lot of violence, a lot of abuse. It's just tough, man. And those of us that have the ability to give light and to share anything with that, well, that's what we have to do. They
Mm-hmm.
need us now more than ever.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what you believe in, they're people, they're humans. They need the light. They need positivity. They need manifestation. They need all the help they can get. And I'm hoping that Sigana, you and the people around you can find it,
Mm.
can find the small blessings. Because
Yes.
sometimes when it's difficult and dark around you, it's just that prick of light that creates hope, right? It's that little bitty, it's that little from what little acorns that the big oak grows. So it's not necessarily the big concepts that you're going to find happiness with. It's going to be the small day to day, getting through moments, finding people who do sing the same song you do, dance the same dance you do,
Mm-hmm.
finding agreement, listening, like Iona said, hearing one another, hugging, loving up,
Oh,
you know
hugging. So,
Romantic life doesn't have to do with just your partner.
mm-mm.
It has to do with the whole world.
That's right, baby. Coach Soul says it's safer to always take self accountability because that's how we make
Mm.
peace with our conscience. That being said, let's also have grace with self. Oh, so well said. That is so true. So many times we are beaten up on ourselves. Oh, what I didn't do. I got to be better. I'm not good at that. All of the negative. How many times do you say, I'm looking good today? I'm wonderful. I'm so talented. I love me. I can count on me to support me, and so forth and so on and so on. And also, wait a minute. Iona, how are you acting today? How, I know that person just looked at you funny and you had an attitude, but did you start? Could you maybe show them some grace because you don't know what they're maybe going through? Something you said, Phil, that else you also said that gets to me is there are a lot of people right now who realize that they thought others would be affected by this administration. And now they're seeing we all are going to be affected. And so now there is the righteousness of what is wrong. I think this country is going through a moment in time where it's got to decide on who it is. Who are we? Who do we want to be? Stuff is just being thrown up in our faces right now. And I think that's a very individual choice. Being angry or mad takes away your power and is a waste of time. Now, I'm not saying that I don't get angry, I don't get mad, but staying in that space. Really sit down and look at your life, look at your relationships, how you being, how you acting, how you speaking to people, how are you living. I know that's something we do all the time. Checking in with self is very powerful.
We keep asking, why are we in this position? What's wrong? How come these people are doing that? The decision, this and that, and third. The only thing we can do, come on. I didn't say it. The Buddha said it. There's pain and suffering in the world. The only thing
Yes.
you can do is be. So how
Mm-hmm.
you being? Really, 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 for real. What are you doing in that moment to be the best you can be? What do you need to take care of? And if there's an impediment, how are you going to get through that impediment? That's it. That's it. It's never going to stop. What you having to do something is never going to stop. You're going to something you always got to do. B, there's going to be an impediment somewhere, a challenge somewhere, not always, but it's going to come up. So how are you going to get through it? What are you going to do to assist yourself in handling this? Not who can help me with this, who can I go to, unless that is an answer for you. And you go, oh right, no, my doctor can help me. Oh, my mechanic can help me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the person who actually can answer the question can help me with this, as opposed to why aren't they doing it? How come it's not working? What's going wrong? That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly what's happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's happening that seems to be less than just.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Still, what are you going to do?
Right.
Still, what are you going to do?
Right.
How are you going to live through it? How are you going to filter it? How are you going to find your way through this thing?
Mm-hmm.
And you find the like voices around you. You find the people who will agree with you, who will dance, who will fight the fight with you. Who see it. There's now listen. You come on this show. You listen to what we say. We have the First Amendment free speech right to say and feel how we feel. So we do. But what you can get always on this particular platform is a positive note. Always.
Yes.
We may
Always.
bitch, we may moan, we may complain, but we're always going to try to find the answer
Mm-hmm.
and work towards a resolution, a
Mm-hmm.
solution, instead of perpetrating the difficulty. And I encourage you to do that in your life.
Phil, with what you just said, I want to throw in Quentin. Thanks for this. I'm going to use you, baby. I was aggravated today regarding my life situation. Yep, reality is hitting like a ton of bricks. We're gonna use you, sweetie pie. Absolutely, can totally feel that. So, what can you do to change your life situation? What can you do? We often say we, collective we, race consciousness, they did to me. He did to me. She did to me. If they would just let me, blah, 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 somebody else, the theys, the thems are holding you back. Well, they may be impeding something you want to do, but in reality, you can create what you want. You may have to take a step back. You may have to venture and get a different job. You may have to suck it up for a moment before you can think about what to do, but I'm telling you, you have control of your life. Say what you want. Write down what you want. See it. Know it. Taste it. Feel it. Cry when you don't get it the next time. Then get your booty back up. Then get back out there. Don't give up. If you're going to sit down and lament what you say, aggravated today regarding my life situation, be aggravated for a moment and then start writing about what you can do to make it better. You will be surprised how the phone will ring and all of a sudden somebody will say, hey, Quentin, I'd like to hire you for blah, blah, blah. I'd like to do blah, blah, blah. I'm going to give you an example. A friend of mine from New York was working for a wonderful theater company. Big deal. He didn't like the way he was being treated. He was second, but he was doing all of the first work. And the person who was ahead of him kept saying, I'm preparing you to take over my job. I'm trying to help people see that you can do this job. Oh, he was so frustrated because he can do the job because he was doing the job. But he came to work every day, worked his butt off, stayed focused, though he may bitch and moan about his job. He did it. He supported other people. He created projects. And then one day his phone rang and a big company came and said, we would just like to know if you would think about coming to work with us. Television production company. He said, yes. And they said, oh, we are so surprised. Within a month and a half, he was in that new great position. He has won 2 Emmys. He's making more money than he's ever made. He could sit at home and say, I'm aggravated. And I'm not saying you don't have a reason, baby. I'm just giving you another thought and using you as an example. So thanks, Quentin. Thank you for sharing.
Well, here's what I'll say. See, Alan and I were thinking about what is our show about? What are we doing? What is the theme? Are we entertainment people or what are we doing? Basically, Iona is the yin, I'm the yang. Iona brings the love and the light. I bring the stark reality. My stark reality is what else y'all gonna do? I mean, you can stay mad if you want to, and how's that doing for you? You know what I mean?
How's that working?
How's that working? How's that? So I'm writing this show, right? I'm doing this thing, and I have 2 characters, and I want to tell you guys about them because when this show does get made, I want you guys to be on the ground floor of kind of the process. So both characters, one's an antagonist, which is the bad guy, and one's a protagonist, which is the hero, the good guy. But both of them have incredible justifications for why they are in the positions that they're in. And the bad guy basically says, the society's screwed. There's nothing I can do that's worse than what's happening in the world already. In fact, the world has taught me what this is about. The world has given me game, basically. I just play the game better than they do. It's like Lance Armstrong, It was like, yeah, everybody was doping. He just doped better than everybody else, right? So he won everything. And that's the same justification this cat has. It's like, the man has taken everything from everybody. If I can get it, I'm taking it. And I suggest you take it too. And if you're not playing the game I'm playing, you getting played. And he has incredible justification for it because that is the way it is. Politics is a game. He gives you chapter and verse as to why this society, why America has been built the way it's been built, on the backs of everybody. So he feels justified in taking.
Mm-hmm.
The hero character. His position is he was an ex-soldier. He's been to war. He's seen the worst humanity can give, the depravity, the rapes, the looting, the pillaging. He's had friends of his blown up wholesale with IEDs. He's seen darkness overtake humanity in a way that only war can show you.
Mm.
And what he's learned is, yeah, you want to live in darkness? You go ahead. You're always going to be in darkness. No matter how many riches you have, no matter what you think you're getting, you're always in darkness. The only thing that can conquer that is the light. And the light is where he needs to live. Because that darkness is a fool's errand. And all the things you think, you're falling for the okie doke. You're not being true. You're not being authentic. You're not following the path of righteousness. You're succumbing. And so I say that to kind of give us a glimpse into who we all can be at any given moment. How we can all justify our problems and our issues because everybody else got them. Everybody else going through that. They can't get through it. Why can I? I can't get through it. It's too hard. You know, and then you have the people that are determined. No, not on my watch. You know, it's not going to happen with me on duty. And I encourage you guys all to be vigilant for yourselves and then take that into the world and give the people that that's how we change everything. It's not in looking for someone else to do it for us. It's for us to do it for ourselves.
That's right.
And to do it honestly, with integrity. You know, each one teach one.
That's right. Phil, that's going to be so exciting to see. And you are bringing what is
powerful.
Very powerful, yeah, and real life stakes to a theatrical event. And that's one thing I love. Hold on, I'll remember, but I want to bring up what Kolsch just said. We often hear the phrase, nobody will come to save you. Faith, the Most High, and love can be the lifeline. I love that you use faith instead of hope. I will tell you that. That's something that I love about our craft, is that we can reflect society and we can put it out there in an entertaining way so that people can go, like our show, oh, that's so funny. And walk away thinking, wow, wait a minute, there's something I'm going through. Whenever I work with someone with a one-person show, I'm always telling them, do you want your audience just to go, oh, that was fun, let's go get a drink, and then not talk about it at all? Or do you want to leave them with a little something? Even in comedies, you guys, check out how you're sitting there, you're watching a comedy. You could be watching the Upshaw. As a matter of fact, I watched an episode last night that I thought was, I wasn't sure where it was going. And at the end, I was like, damn, that was good. He's got 2 kids from 2 different women. He has 4 kids, but these are the 4 kids, but these are the 2 from 2 different women. He was on a break from his wife, had a relationship with another woman, and child comes. And there's a birthday party for both kids on the same night with their separate mothers. He's going from one party to the other, lying to both of them, saying, I'm going to go get some ice. It may take me an hour and a half to get back, but I'm going to get some ice. He runs to the other party. It's going to take me an hour and a half to get back, but I'm going to get some ice. Goes to the other party, and she says, where's the ice? He says, it melted. And it's just crazy. And then at the end, he says to his wife, I'm concerned about my son, and I want him to come to dinner once a week. I really need to ask you that. I want to be a good father. She agrees. Then he goes to the kids and he says, I want to be a good dad to both of you. And he has this conversation. Oh my gosh, I'm getting a little emotional about it. what was beautiful is that that is a situation that so many people can find themselves in. The split family, two ex-wives, there's two women you have children with, and you've got all these kids, and for someone to look up and watch someone they admire in a comedy, reflecting back to them a situation they're having, and to have that response at the end from them was wonderful. That's what I love about what we do. And from where Phil and I come from, we are very conscious in the work we choose, the things we write, the people we're hanging out with, what we bring to any given day when we're on the set and working. Annette, what you saying? Come over here.
Finish your thought. I want to get into what Annette says.
Okay.
She says something that's absolutely beautiful.
Yes, she does that. When you go to your family, you better still come and see our show, Annette. Don't be messing around. I won't have to come find you. But in our craft, it's about really, to me, for me, I'll say for me, I want to always do work that's going to uplift, inspire, make you laugh, make you cry, make you feel something, make you leave with, I recognize myself, my uncle, my aunt, my mother, my sister, my brother, or, wow, I didn't think about that. Give a character to give a new twist on an issue they have that might reflect something you're going through. I think that's what artists do. That's what the original artists did. They wrote about what they saw. That's what we do. We write about what we saw. We write from our imagination. Even Stephen King's novels. Oh my God. I can't. I've read one in my life and I will not read another because it just makes me crazy and it scares me. But within it all, it's about family, friendship, love, and standing up for what you want. And I can go on and on.
Yes, beautifully said. Annette said a beautiful thing. She said, "You know what's funny? I don't really think of this form as a show I watch. It feels more like sitting around the kitchen table just talking with each other about normal, everyday things." Yes, we are Seinfeld. No, we are.
Oh, I want that Seinfeld money. I want that Seinfeld prospects.
We're every bit that. No, it is not a show, and I don't think that. And I think if we say show, it's only because of the format that we use to roll this out. Right? It's not that. It's not a podcast. I don't know what it is. It's just like Annette, you've said it so beautifully. It's what it is. It's just a bunch of people who care about life. Because we didn't know each other before this, right? I mean, maybe we did, like Chris Barrett, my manager, and some other people on here. David Peterson and I knew each other from afar, but we didn't know each other, and so we couldn't say that we care about each other. We've begun and learned to care about each other, but we care about people, and we care about the condition that we find ourselves in as people. And then we empathize with those people around us that we feel are in like positions. And we want to share. We want to relate. We want to hear so that we all don't feel so alone. And,
there's so many political shows out there, and there's so many therapists out there, and there's so many other kind of, shows out there where there are experts. And not that we don't bring up politics, because we do, and not that you don't even get a little therapy here, but we do talk about things that you want to talk about with your friend. You want to share, and it's wonderful to get your comments because we can include them here. And it doesn't just, you guys, and we say this all the time, it's not just Phil and I coming, we've got all this knowledge and we're going to share with you. We're just sharing, and at the same time, you are helping us grow and expand our consciousness, our mind, our spirit, our souls, our visions from your comments and just being here, dialoguing with you. We're visionaries. That's what we all are. You're visionaries. We're visionaries. That's what we call everybody. when we can find another name for us other than podcast or show, event, a happening, a conversation, a thing that we're having, we'll use that. But Annette, so beautifully said.
So,
So happy for you. Going back to
so
your
if
family.
we're the vision is possible, are the people who watch our show the visionaires?
Yeah. Oh, visionaries,
We're the
visionaries. Oh,
visionaires.
visionaires. I like
The
visionaires better.
visionaires.
The
You know,
visionaires.
we could
Yes,
be a singing group. You know,
they are the
it means so many
visionaires.
things.
Yes, yes. Wait a minute. What
It
does
means so
Jeannie
many things.
say? Jeannie says, this get together with you all each week builds my positivity energy. Thank you for doing this for us all. Thanks, Jeannie. Thanks, Jeannie. Aw, look, Phil, your father would be so
Yeah,
proud.
he is. Mama too.
Mama too.
Truly.
Just
Somebody asked me
fantastic.
today what I missed about my mom.
Hmm. Asked you what you miss about your mom.
Hmm.
What did you say, baby?
Her gentleness. You know,
Hmm.
she was angelic.
She
Truly gentle,
was.
truly loving, truly compassionate. Wanted everybody to win. Wanted everybody to do well. Wanted, then nothing was too impossible. Nothing was too big or ungainly. Everything was doable. Everything was in reach.
Mm-hmm.
Without it being a big deal. You
Mm-hmm.
know, she heard us. She listened to us. She wanted to know about us. She wanted to hear who we were and what we were about, and not just so that she could say, "Hey, look, I did a good job," but she really cared about what we said and really cared about what we felt.
Mm-hmm.
So this
Mm-hmm.
that's what I miss. I miss that. I miss her unconditional her unconditionality. You know,
That's a real good
special.
one. She was. She's the sweetest woman I've ever met. I miss her laugh. I miss going to, in the latter years of her life, we go to the movies every Sunday. And we'd watch a movie.
Mm.
And one day we were leaving. Let me tell you, if I would go to the movies with friends and they'd say, "Well, let's sneak into this other movie theater," I was like, "No, no, you got to. If we're gonna go, we've got to pay. I'm in the business. You can't. You just can't do that." But I was with mom in the wheelchair, and we were leaving. We saw some movie, and I was like, "Mom, come on." We snuck in. We watched the movie. Well, you guys, you would have thought I bought her the best present. She just felt she was being bad, doing something naughty, and she just loved it. And so that ended up being our thing. We would go see one movie and then we'd sneak on overnight, time it so we could see two movies. And after a while, we would see three movies. And I've always said I'm going to start with AMC because that's where we saw it. I want to start a senior citizen fund so that they can see one or two movies a day if they want and they don't have to pay for it. So reminds me, I've gotten away from that idea, but I've got to come back to it. Mom would make our birthdays so wonderful. She'd cook all of our favorite foods. Okay, I'll tell you mine. You want to know? Okay, here was my menu: barbecue chicken, fried chicken, barbecue ribs, her baked beans with bacon and onions. Oh my goodness. Always a salad, and then we might have like macaroni and cheese. But those were the basics, and a chocolate cake.
Mm-hmm.
What was
The
what
fruit
was your
salad.
menu, Phil? Do you remember?
Um, no. Oh, duck. Yeah, duck
Oh
was always what I wanted.
yes.
With pilaf and wild rice and all that. So they asked me what I missed about my mom's food as well. And I thought of something, and my buddy thought of the same thing that he missed about his grandmother, which was au gratin potatoes,
Oh,
of
oh
all
my
things.
gosh, hers were the best.
But he thought the same thing at the
Wow,
same time. My
really?
barber was here, Benny Pedraza, doing
Oh,
it, the
he's done a
blade.
beautiful
That's
job.
right.
Beautiful job.
He thought the same thing. I own at the same time. He was like, "Oh, I miss my grandmother's potatoes au gratin." I said, "Did you just say potatoes au gratin?" I said, "My mom would make them in that dish that cleared. What was it called? A Pyrex, and it would be bubbling, and you'd see the bubbly, bubbly, and then on the top of it all dark and crispy and all
Oh,
charred and
oh,
smoky.
Ooh.
Oh my God, so good.
Oh,
You know, Cole
it's
said something really interesting. I'm gonna get to it, and then we'll do a little rappy do. Where is it? Go.
sounds
What did you
good to me.
say here,
Where where
bro?
where where is he? Which what did
You
he
said um, he binge watched as vision as possible.
Oh
I
yeah.
expressed this to Philly in person. So I'm just gonna use Coastal as my final word on the evening.
Okie dokie.
This show has been amazing. Total surprise. Um, and for me, you know, to be honest, it's not easy all the time because I am really busy. There's a lot going on, and this is Wednesday night at 6, right at Hump Day. So there's times when like anything else, you're like, man, I don't know if I can make it happen, but we do, and we meet people who are amazing, and we have people who comment who are just insanely beautiful, very much the same people that we are. And I got a chance to meet one of those people in Toronto, Canada. Kolsch. We sat downstairs from the hotel I was staying at. I was there for a convention, and to sit with him and to be with somebody who is our family, you know, who we had never met personally, but were given the good fortune to meet. Ironically, um, it was beautiful. It was like coming full circle, and he couldn't have been a more loving, empathetic human being with his own struggles and his own challenges and the things that he shared with me that are so personal and so difficult but beautiful because he shared with me and I shared with him a situation that we're going through that's very difficult. And to be able to have that safe space and to have that kind of connectivity with, if it's one person, it's a miracle. And we've had it with several people on here. And I appreciate all of you. And I appreciate this. As tired as I may be at times, as difficult as sometimes it is to make this happen logistically, it's always worth it. And the comments that we've gotten and the feeling that we get, that I get from being here and from sharing with you, and to be able to sit down with Cool Soul and share that time with him, it was like you were all there. And I'm very, very happy and very honored that he made the trip to meet with me. And I have to give him much love, and it's a microcosm of every one of you on here.
Hmm. Hmm. That was beautiful, Phil. Oh, I can't wait to meet Colch. I can't wait to meet many of you. We're gonna. I think next year we're gonna figure out how we can make that happen. The Visionaires. We'll all get together. My final word is to speak about, because I am the yin, of love, you guys. Every Wednesday we get together. It is wonderful. It takes a lot to make it happen and get here and do this. And we're always ready to go because of you, because of what you give to us. Selfishly, it feels good on this side. And I also want to speak about love in terms of what you're giving to yourself. We had someone new today who came in, and I'm going to look for you, Signa. We're sending you love, baby. And thank you for sharing with us. And Quentin, sharing with us so we could use you as an example. I'm going to use you now. As I say, look in the mirror. I say this a lot. That's your best friend. Don't listen to everybody, but put yourself around people who you can share your hurts with. And men, it's particularly hard for them to do that. So find someone, even if it's yourself, in journaling. Write down what you're feeling. If you say, I don't know what to write, nobody knows what to write till they get the pen or the pencil and the piece of paper or on your computer, if that's your thing. And just start and see what happens. I have many times said, I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. I don't know what to write. And then it all just comes out. You can't say you know what you're going to write before you start writing. and then stop and go, but I don't know what I'm going to write. I don't know. You just do it. Connect yourself with you. You are the most important person in your life. You are the most beautiful person in your life. You're the most trustworthy person in your life. And if you're not, work on that relationship, baby. There's a lot going on in our world right now. And we've got to stay strong. We've got to align ourselves with people who can help us wipe our tears, because they will come, and can help us laugh as well. And the more people we align with and are honest with ourselves about who we are, the bigger our circle of family friends and friends will grow. Thank you for being here every Wednesday. Love you guys madly. And I so look forward to seeing you next week. But before we go, this is where you can find us. At the Phil Morris. Reach out, see what Phil's doing. You can reach me at I Own a Lot of Gold. Get it? I Own a Lot of Gold. Or just at my name. And please reach out to the show. And if you don't follow us already on YouTube, if you don't subscribe, please do. And tell your friends about us. Tell your friends about being a visionaire with us. And come and join us. And you guys, this has been wonderful. Phil, I so enjoyed chatting with you, my darling.
It was lovely.
Yes, it was.
Thank you, everybody. David Peterson has invited us to Malaysia. We gotta go.
Oh, I would love to.
We should just do a tour, the Vision is Possible tour. Just go around and meet all you wonderful people. Go to your town and meet with you, and then we'll do a show at your. We got to get a sponsor first, though. That costs money. But,
hey, Chris, we've got some things, more things to talk
it out.
about. We're working on some stuff.
We'll figure it out.
Well, love you, honey. Love you guys. Have a wonderful week, Phil. You have a good week too,
Appreciate
honey.
you guys. See you guys, universe willing, in a week. Take care,
That's
y'all.
right. And if we aren't here next Wednesday, you guys, I'll put out the information. It's only because we're making our vision happen.
We're doing it.
Night, Philly.
Take care, all.